Bounce back loans. Do property entrepreneurs qualify? Property entrepreneurs like you and I, do we qualify? Well, we're going to find out in this video right now. Hi, I'm Dan Taylor and I've been a property entrepreneur. I've been investing in commercial property for over 25 years. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, subscribe and ring the bell because you'll be notified of content coming up in the very near future. We provide content for property entrepreneurs to help them on a journey every single week. And what's coming up next week is a sneak peek. It's kind of pulling back the curtains of a look inside our club, our private members club, where we help property entrepreneurs on a weekly basis. And we discuss, we have presentations, we come up with strategies, we deal in live deal analysis in the club. But this week coming up, next video, what's coming up is a client on last week's call had an issue. He had a Corona cash flow crisis crash. He had £1,000 arrears on a commercial parade of shops and uppers he's just purchased. Purchased it with his SSAS. Anyway, he's got £1,000 arrears on the call, live on the call. We came up with a creative strategy of how to turn that £1,000 arrears into a £40,000 capital gain. So we came up with a strategy live on the call, how to turn a £1,000 arrears deficit into £40,000 capital gain. If that's the kind of thing that excites you, you want to see more about that, learn about that, then hit the like button, subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified of future content. So bounce back loans, what are they? Well, Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, decided to do a fast track way to help small businesses out. As they're really the backbone of the UK economy. Over 56% of the GDP, pre-corona, is supplied by SMEs, small and medium enterprises. And what he's done, obviously the CBILS, the CBILS, the Corona Business Interruption Loan Scheme, was a very involved process to try and apply for that. And the qualification criteria, you need accounts, you need projections, you need a business plan. It was a full-on, like a formal application to a bank. And some banks have really sidestepped that. Notably Barclays, who really didn't fancy taking 80% only guaranteed by the government, and the equity portion, the risk part, obviously was at risk, and therefore they put the qualification criteria quite high. Now this scheme is a little bit different. It's 100% backed by the government. Now this is a double-edged sword. There's two sides of the one coin. So yes, it's 100% guaranteed by the government, but you are self-certifying. And we'll come on to that later because that's really is a big warning here. And this money should be used for income generation, asset purchases, and not willy-nilly. So what are the key features? Well, number one, it's 100% backed by the government. Number two, you can apply for £2,000 to £50,000, but it can't be any more than 25% of your sales of your income. That's a massive, and you can actually achieve it in up to as quick as 48 hours. So you can apply online, get your money within 2 days, up to £50,000, as long as it's less than 25, up to the maximum of 25% of your revenue, your sales, and it's pretty incredible, to be honest. The interest rate is fixed at 2.5%. Also, there's no payments in the first year. So the first 12 months, there are no payments at all, which again is pretty incredible. And then thereafter, it's only 2.5% interest. The money does have to be repaid. It's a loan, it's debt, it's not a grant, to be specific here. And you really need to clarify that because if you apply for this and you receive it and you draw it down, then you're taking on more debt with more payments. And you have to factor that into your cash flow going forward. Can you repay this, and on what kind of terms? Yes, it's cheap. It was cheap money, and it's a great opportunity as long as you use it wisely. So what are the key criteria to apply successfully for one of these bounce back loans? Well, the key thing is you have to either be a trading business, and a definition of trading business is you buy stuff to sell, or number two, you have to be in a commercial enterprise. Commercial enterprise being you've set up a business with an anticipation or hope of making profit. So that kind of qualifies all of us, all as entrepreneurs, in the second component of that, commercial enterprise, where we set up in business to make a profit. Another thing you have to be really, wary of is it actually states in the documentation that if you're part of a group, then there's certain restrictions apply to that application. So if you are part of a group, then it said you can only apply once. The issue with the bounce back loans right now, because they're brand new, there's no specific definition of what a group is. So you could potentially, is it the Companies House definition, or is it HMRC's definition? HMRC's definition is basically connected parties. Companies House definition is where you have a holding company and then you have subsidiaries below. So the thing is, right now, there's no specific definition. So if you apply for two companies and they meet the other criteria, no more than 25% of your income you're applying for, and you can actually meet the repayments. You've got, obviously confirmation from other shareholders, directors that you have their consent as well, obviously, then you can proceed and potentially apply for more than one company just now, which we're looking at doing ourselves. So why is Rishi doing this? I mean, it's an incredible opportunity for everybody here, but why is he doing it? And the answer to that is simply, nobody's spending money just now, except online. And he really wants, when the doors are open again, and they're going to be open soon, in a very strategic, and step-by-step way. But when they are open, Rishi wants everybody to be able to start kickstarting that engine, the economy, and start spending money again. So we have a velocity of money traveling through the economy. Now, he did say, Rishi did mention that the bounce back loans will be open while the lockdown continues. Now, you may extend that, but the lockdown's starting to get reopened in a very kind of strategic step-by-step way. So who knows when this is going to end? Who knows when they're going to stop them? So my advice for you is check your affordability in terms of how are you going to repay this? Can you repay this? And if so, draw it down. Draw it down, and more importantly, put it in a separate account and think of that as your war chest. Definitely do not put it into a normal trading business. Keep that trading business lean, mean, agile. So now a warning. There's two sides to this coin here. Fantastic, £50,000 maximum, up to 25% of your sales, your revenue that you can claim for. Only 2.5%, fantastic. No payments in the first year, even better. But the other side of this, the warning, is that you're self-certifying. This is like back in the heydays of the mid-2000s. For example, when Northern Rock had self-certification, 125% mortgages, remember those days? It's quite incredible. So when you self-certify, you're confirming that all the facts are as you're representing them. And should, down the road, the Corona police raise their head and you can't repay, and they will look back at your application and find out if the facts were true at the time. Now, if the facts as they find out are not true, then obviously your government guarantee becomes null and void. This is debt. It should be, obviously jumped into lightly, not fastly. It's a great opportunity, number one. Number two, it is debt. And number three, what if you draw this down and get access to this money that I think is an incredible opportunity, then you absolutely must put it in a separate account and see it as not your money. It's an acquisition vehicle, it's a war chest. It's something where you can invest in income producing assets, asset-backed security, to enhance your journey along your property road, that you're already on. So it's not something to be brought into your main trading account and before you know it, you've eaten through that. It's something where you've got to think of it as somebody else's money. Because it is somebody else's money, it is debt, and used, I would be using it for income producing assets, hard assets, property, commercial property, and if you use it for that and you buy the right tenant in the right sector, then it's an incredible opportunity for all of us to take advantage of right now, because who knows when the tap's going to be switched off by Rishi. as soon as we cut the doors get open, and the doors are going to be open really soon in a strategic kind of stepped manner, with social distancing measures in place, then who knows when this is going to stop. So I would suggest this is an incredible opportunity right now. Go into it with your eyes wide open, and make sure you're only using it to increase cash flow by investing in hard assets, income producing assets. So anyway, this is the bounce back loan special. An incredible opportunity, and don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, and you'll be notified of more content coming up. Our next video that we're releasing very soon is really a sneak peek into our private members club, where we help people on a weekly basis on a live call. And in the first video is going to be how we helped one of our clients transform £1,000 arrears into £40,000 gain. So how to transfer £1,000 arrears, a deficit, into £40,000 gain. That's the kind of thing we do on our weekly calls for a private members club. You don't want to miss it. It's quite illuminating. So hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you on the next call. Bye.